Good morning, good afternoon, and hello, everyone. So thanks for attending this session. So my name is Vinod, and I work as a solution consultant with Simtrax. And before starting, I would like to introduce my team as well. So I have Omilade with me, and Omilade is our technical consultant, and I have Janine. So Janine is our marketing lead, and both of them will be joining me for the demonstration. So I think we will just start with the session. So, so in this session, I will explain how your business process can be enhanced using an automated customizable e-signature workflow. And please note that I won't be focusing only on the signature, but I will explain how your end-to-end document workflow can be automated, right from retrieving the document from your existing back office system, then transforming the document to the required layout, and finally configuring the approval cycle, followed by e-signature, and then archiving the document back to your back office system. So I do cover the end-to-end process. So I will just start with the agenda. So to start with, I will just give an overview about e-signature. Then I will move on to the bottlenecks that are there in the existing signature process. And then I will explain more about our solution offering, that is Combio Hybrid, and I will explain how Combio Hybrid can help to overcome the bottlenecks. Then we will move on to the solution demonstration, where we will be showing a demonstration on how to automate a manual process. And then I will explain more about the solution, and I will highlight the key benefits of integrating Combio Hybrid to your system. Then I will speak a bit about Simtrax, and finally we'll move on to the Q&A session. So I will just start with the definition. So what exactly is an electronic signature? And most of you might be knowing, but I just want to just give an overview. So it is basically a digitized version of the vetting signature. And what is its objective? So it basically indicates the intention of the parties involved to enter into a contractual obligation. So in simple terms, I would say, suppose there are two parties who are remotely located, and they do have access to a digital document. And if they want to enter into a contractual obligation, the first party can access that particular file, and he can furnish his e-signature. Basically, he can just upload a digital version of his signature or a digital image of his signature, or else he can just type in his name, or he can use a freehand drawing, freehand drawing through the using a mouse or through a mobile interface. So once it has been done, the second party can access the document and he can furnish his e-signature. So once the document has been countersigned, they have entered into a contractual obligation, which is legally binding. So here I have listed a couple of questions that I normally hear from my customers. So what is the legal viability of an electronic signature? Yes, electronic signatures are legally binding for almost all the business contracts, agreement, or document, and whatever be it. And obviously, there are some exceptions as well, especially in certain geographical areas, and also for some mission critical processes like say government statutes, court orders, etc. This is just an example. So for these processes, it's better to go for the traditional pen and paper-based system, or we need to opt for a more complex form of the electronic signature, that is the digital signature. So I will just come to the second question. So what is a digital signature and how is it different from a e-signature? As per my opinion, a digital signature, it's a particular form of e-signature that finds application in highly regulated sectors. So if you consider electronic signature with a digital signature, so electronic signature or e-signature, it's focused mainly on the intention of the parties to involve into or enter into a contractual obligation. But if you come to, if you take digital signature, obviously the intention is there, but more focus is given towards preserving the security of the document, like making sure that the document is not being tampered or forged. And since we focus mainly on the security aspect, every digital signature needs to be validated by a certificate authority, which is again a third party. And also digital signatures do come with a certificate of authorization. So we will just move on to the next slide. So here I would like to take an example of a manual signature process, and I will just highlight the bottlenecks. So I will start with the users. So there'll be an internal executive who will be drafting a document, and then there'll be an internal manager who will be approving that particular document, and finally there will be an external user who will be manually signing the document. So to start with, the internal executive will be either drafting a document, or he will retrieve the document from the back office system, which will then go through a print job, because he need to have a hard copy of the document so that he can physically file it and send it across to the manager's desk for approval. And the manager, if he's aware of that particular file waiting at his desk, yeah, he will just go through that and he will either approve it or he will reject it. So if it's a rejection workflow, the internal executive again need to edit that document, and or he need to draft a new document or retrieve the correct document from the back office system, and the whole process continues. And if the document is approved, yeah, then the internal executive need to fetch that document and he need to send it across to the external user, so that using a mail service. And the external user in turn, yeah, he can do further follow-up with the executive, or he can just sign the document and send it back to the internal executive, again using a mail service. So here, I just want to, highlight a couple of, or I just want to highlight bottlenecks that are involved in the manual process. So the first one, it's unnecessary overhead expenses. So here you're just managing a print job and you're maintaining a printer. And suppose you're dealing with say 5,000 to 10,000 documents per week. Yeah, obviously you need to bear the expense for purchasing the paper, and also you are using some sort of mail service, and there's again an expense involved. On top of that, you are using a lot of resource time, which again add on top of the overhead cost. Now, lack of traceability and governance. So at any stage, suppose if the manager, he needs to have a status of a particular document, like it's not possible. He either need to call up the internal executive, or he need to manually access the shelf and look for the document. It's quite hectic. So real-time status of a particular document, it's not there. Yeah, so since there's a lack of traceability, there's a chance that a lot of pending tasks might be there. Then compromised document security. So all the employees who has got access to the file, yeah, they can just play around with the document. Like they can add a content or remove a content, add page or whatever be it. So the document security is highly compromised here. And there's no audit trail. So if the manager wants to track the transaction of a document, like who did what at what time, the information is not available. And this is yet another point that I normally hear from my customers. So there's a standalone IT system. So the IT system or the back office system, it just generates a document, and also the process document cannot be saved back onto the standalone IT system. It's yet another bottleneck when you consider a manual process. Yeah, there's no provision for batch processing, and if at all you need to deal with huge amounts of document, yeah, obviously it's going to take a lot of time. So the next slide, I would like to highlight, or I would like to mention about our solution, that is Combio Hybrid. So Combio Hybrid is our solution offering, which consists of a suite of products, or what we would like to call as modules. So Combio Hybrid can be integrated with your existing back office system. So whenever a document is released, yeah, automatically Combio Hybrid will identify that document, and it will make that particular document a part of the workflow. And after integration, the document will be transformed, converted, and delivered. And also, the process document can be sent as an email to an external recipient, or it can just be sent to a printer. And also the document can be archived on a local folder, or on a Google Drive, OneDrive, or whatever be it. The same document can be even saved back onto the back office system. And if you have got APIs, yeah, we can integrate third party as well, and we can just push the document to the integrated system. So here you could see that I have just mentioned 3 or 4 modules, that is Combio Supervisor, Combio Layout, and Combio Website. So Combio Supervisor is the core part of the solution. So using Combio Supervisor, we can configure workflows. So if at all you want to edit a particular workflow in order to meet your changing business requirement, yeah, you can do that using Combio Supervisor. And also you can just monitor or view all the configured workflows through a single interface using Supervisor. And the next module, it's the Combio Layout. So Combio Layout is basically used to change the layout of a document in order to meet a particular business requirement. And Combio Website, it's one of our SaaS offering, and multiple users can use their credentials, using which they can just log into the application and they can just furnish their e-signature. So this is a very high-level overview of Combio Hybrid, and in the next slide, I would like to explain how Combio Hybrid can automate your system. So from the figure, you could see that Combio Hybrid, automates the end-to-end process. So Combio Hybrid comes with certified connectors like SAP, IBMI, and Web API connectors, using which we can integrate Combio Hybrid to any of your back office system, whatever be the technology stack. Yeah, we can integrate our solution. So once the solution has been integrated, and whenever the back office system releases a document, every document will be having a unique identifier. So Combio Hybrid will be capturing that particular unique identifier, based on which it will be made part of a workflow. So the unique identifier can be like a customer name, a customer ID, order ID, sales order ID, whatever be it. So Combio Hybrid will be able to identify that, and based on that, it will be linked to a particular workflow. So in this example, I have just identified a single workflow, which involves workflow validation, then an approval, and finally e-signature. So after retrieving a document, the document will be, become part of a workflow, and the first user will be getting an email notification mentioning that a job or a task is pending at its end. So he can just click the URL to access the console, and through the console, he can just validate that particular workflow. So different levels of workflows will be there, and he can just swap the workflows if required, and also he can just see like who is responsible for a particular workflow. And also towards the end, you can see that there's an e-signature process. So in order for the external recipient to access a document, he'll be prompted to enter a 6-digit code, a unique code, which he'll be receiving in his mobile number. So user 1 can configure that particular mobile number and email address over here. So once it's done, the second user will be notified through an email mentioning that, a particular document is pending your approval, and he can just click the URL and he can access the document, and he can authenticate, or he can approve or reject that particular file. And also please note that the first and the second user, they can add additional documents as attachments. So suppose if you want to attach the terms and condition, and also if you want to attach the payment terms, etc., you can do that. So once the document has been approved, automatically it will be delivered to the external recipient. So as an email. So basically we are not attaching the document along with the email. We'll be just providing a URL using which the external user can access the document. So here the external recipient, he'll be getting an email notification with a link mentioning that, this particular, you need to sign this particular document. And he can just click on that particular URL where he'll be prompted to enter a 6-digit code that he'll be receiving in his mobile number. So after that, he'll be able to access the document, and he can just furnish his e-signature. So please note that there will be a proof file attached along with the signed document. So proof file is nothing but a log that captures the entire document transaction, like who signed the document at what time through which machine. So basically, it will be capturing details like the username or the title, then the IP address of the machine, then the GPS coordinates. If permission is there, GPS coordinates will be tracked, and also the timestamp will be tracked. So it's actually a security feature, so that if at all some user without privilege, if they try to access the document, yeah, it will be there in the profile, and the concerned authority, he'll be able to track and trace that particular user. So finally, the signed document can be archived, or else it can be saved back onto the back office system. So here, I would like to explain how the automated process can be done, and how and also I just want to compare the bottlenecks along with the that I have mentioned previously with this particular automated step. So I will just start with the first point. Yeah, here there's a reduced overhead cost because you're not using a printer, and also it's a 100% paperless process, and you're not even using a mail service. So the overhead cost is reduced. And there will be a single web console through which the users can check the status of a document. So if at all the manager wants to check the status of a particular document, yeah, he can just, using his credentials, he can just access the web console, and he can just check the status of a particular document. So since the real-time status of a document is available, there won't be any outstanding task. And the next point, it's the enhanced document security. So I already mentioned about the profile, and also we can integrate your existing security application or your existing Active Directory, so that we can import the access privileges to our system, and we can implement that access privileges. So the document security is enhanced. Audit trail. So I have already mentioned about the profile, which captures the end-to-end document transaction. And it's a fully integrated system. The process document can be saved back onto the back office system. Yeah, obviously it's a automated process, so batch processing is possible, and the time or the time taken to process the document, yeah, it can be considerably reduced. So we will move ahead with the demonstration. So this is a single workflow that we'll be using for the demo purpose. I will start with the users. So there will be an executive. So basically, Omalade will be performing the role of an executive, and there will be a manager. So I will perform the role of the manager, and finally there'll be an external user or an external recipient. So Janine will be performing the role of the external recipient. I will just give an overview about the flow. So the executive will be uploading a document, and he himself can review and review that particular workflow. And once it's done, it will be sent for approval, and the manager can approve the document. So once it's approved, the document will be automatically sent as an email to the external recipient. So the email will be having a URL to access the document. And after receiving the email, the recipient can just click the URL in order to access the document, where he'll be prompted to enter a 6-digit unique code. After that, yeah, he'll be able to access the document, and the external user will be able to furnish his e-signature. After that, the signed document will be automatically sent as an email to the executive, where he can just countersend the document, and the final document can be archived. So we will just move on to the demonstration. So here we'll be showing two demonstrations, and in the first one, we'll be uploading a document through a web console, which will then become part of a workflow. And in the second demonstration, we will show you how a document can be generated from your existing back office system, which will later become part of a workflow. So we will start with the web console one, and over to you, Omalade.
Thank you very much, Vinod. Hi, everyone. My name is Amalade, and we're going to show you a demonstration of how you can easily upload the document, your sales order document, from the console. So the right here, you see on the console, you log in, put your username and password, log on to the console. Now you're on the dashboard. As you can see, the web sign tab is what's being clicked. Then you go on to the sales order validation, and you can easily upload the document that you want. Over here, we're going to upload the subscription, a SaaS subscription document. You wait for a while for the document to be uploaded onto the console. And as soon as it's uploaded, it's going to trigger the workflow automatically. So you can see it's waiting for review from the status. And on that side, you go on to edit. As the executive, you can easily appoint who needs to sign. And here we have the recipients. You can also upload documents. Here we're going to upload terms and condition, which is going to be embedded into the old file and the workflow. So right here we have the manager that needs to validate the sales order. And then we have these external recipients that needs to sign as well. Here we're going to use Janine as the external recipient that needs to sign the documents, the sales order documents. Then we input our phone number as well, where she's going to actually get an SMS code for security purposes for her to have access to the file. And the third recipient will be the sales manager. That will be the last signer to the document. And you go on to send. And from the console, you can check the status of the sales order. You can see in progress. So from here, click on in progress. That's it. You can see the document, you can preview, check the recipients. Over here, you see the manager is blue, which means the manager needs to go on and validate the documents. You can check the information of the document as well. So now we go to the manager to validate the document. Over to you, Vinod.
So the manager has received an email. So the following new documents are waiting for your intervention, and this is the document. So I will just click on the console so that I'll be redirected to the web console. Yeah, here I need to select web sign, and I just want to refresh it. Yeah, here I could see that a new file is waiting for my approval. So it's the status is waiting signature to be signed by the manager. I will just click on the document. Yeah, here I can just preview the document. I can just go through the content and everything, and I can just check the recipients. So I'll be able to check the different levels of workflows and also the actors involved in the individual levels of workflow. So in info, I can check the detailed information about the file, and I will just click on sign. So here I can just preview the document again, and I will go through the details, and I will just click on validate. Yes. So now the document has been approved, and I need to refresh my web console so that I can check whether the status of the document has been changed. I will check in progress. Yeah, the status of the document has been changed, and now it's with Janine, who is the external recipient, awaiting signature. So, Amalade.
Thank you, Vinod. Here we can see the manager. It's green, which means the manager has validated the document. Now we go on to Janine to sign the document.
Unmuted.
So over to you, Janine.
Hi, so thank you. I've received the email, as you can see. I click on the link. It sends me a notification to send the email. I click on there. I'm just waiting for that to come through. Okay, I've received the code onto my mobile, and I'll be entering the code. 3, 7. Okay, and press submit. And here's the document for me. I'm just going to have a quick look at it. Please note this is a fictitious document, and we're using from a sister company for the demonstration. But as a customer receiving the document, I can move the box for the signature. And I would like to place my name in there. Okay. And my title. I'll use my title here. Marketing Associate. Press OK. And now I'll go to sign. I can type draw it or upload my signature. Choose to draw it. Let's put my signature in there and press create. Press send. And now it's been successfully signed.
Thank you very much, Janine. You can see the manager, Janine, and Janine has actually validated and signed the document. Now, the third recipient, which I'm going to be acting, I'm going to go on and sign the document as well. Yes, yeah, you can move the box for signing. You can move it around. Here you can type, as Janine mentioned, upload or draw. I'm going to type my name out. Then choose a particular font. I'm also going to input my name. And this can actually be configured to your business requirements and needs. So I'll just input a title. Over here, I'm only acting as a sales manager to have to sign to be the third signee. So I'll just send the document. Document has been successfully signed. Then you log back into console. You can check the document status right here. Refresh the page. Now completed. You can see it's been signed by the 3 recipients and actors. The managers validated, Janine signed, and the users also, or sales manager signed as well. This would show the information, the document information, the date, the size, and what time it was signed. Then we can easily view the attached document and download or save or archive the particular document, the sales that has been signed. So as we can see here, it's been signed. And then we've got attached to it what we call a profile, which can serve as where we can actually view who has access to the document, who signed it, what time it was signed, and the GPS IP address rather of the signee. So thank you very much. Over to you, Vinod.
So thanks a lot, Omolade and Janine. So now we will move on to the second demonstration. So here we will demonstrate how a document can be generated through your existing back office system, and later how it can be made part of a workflow. So for the demo purpose, we are using SAP, and please note that we can do this particular process. Whatever be your existing back office system, we can generate the document, and later it can be made part of the workflow. So Omolade, again, over to you.
Thank you very much, Vinod. Yeah. So here we, as Vinod mentioned, we're going to be using SAP for the demonstration. We would easily create a sales order, which would trigger in the back end, would trigger the workflow, and we can easily check it on the console, appoint, or yeah, we delegate the signatory, and then it should be validated and signed. So over here, we're going to log in into SAP. And then we put the document number and the other number as well. And in this demo, we have we're using a fictitious company name and address. So I'm trying to change the other quantity to create a sales order. Then you save and send. So now, as soon as it sends, it triggers the workflow, which can be viewed on the console. Then we go back to console, log on to console. And right here, you can see that's the other document that we just created. Right there, we can edit and delegate the signer. Here, I'm going to put my details in. Also note, we can easily customize this to your business requirements. But for this demonstration, I'm putting my details in here. Then my phone number. And we can easily customize the body of the email, however you want it to. And you can attach document as well. And I'm going to attach the terms and conditions to this, which is going to be embedded as mentioned in the first demonstration. Click and send. So right now, I would get a notification in my email asking me to go on to sign. And there'll be a link to a web page where you can easily sign. Right here, you can view the attached document that has been embedded. This is the email, click on it. So then send SMS. I've initially shown that I input my phone number and I'll get a code, unique code via SMS. Submit. Now I have access to the order that needs to be signed and validated. And right there, I'm going to input my name. A title. And signature. And create. You can also put a comment if you need to. We leave it empty. And next. And over here, the signer can actually attach any document that needs to be attached to the whole workflow. We leave it empty. Then next, and then we send. Log in to the console. You can easily check from this dashboard. You can check this document status. Yep, on the status, we can see it's been signed. So you can click on it. You can preview right from the console. You can preview, save, and download from the console. You check the recipients, yes, and then the information. Now we go back to the SAP. As soon as it's signed and sent, it is automatically going to be sent back to SAP, where you can easily view and check the document that approved sales order has been signed. Viewing it from the document viewer on SAP. Then you can see the approved and signed document from SAP. And also attached to it is the profile. Thank you very much. Over to you, Vinod.
So thanks a lot, Omlade. Thanks for the demo. So now we will move on to the solution benefits. So I will start with the first one, that is the seamless integration. So like I mentioned, our solution comes with a certified SAP, IBM, and Web API connectors, using which we can seamlessly integrate Combio Hybrid to your existing back office system without interfering with your day-to-day activity. We don't no need to make any major changes to your existing back office system, and the integration can be done using with minimum disruption and turnaround time. And coming to the second point, that is end-to-end automation. So here we are not focusing only on the e-signature process, but whatever be your business process, we'll be automating the end-to-end document workflow, like right from retrieving the document from your back office system, processing the document, and finally saving it back to your back office system or integrating it with any third-party systems. So our solution can be offered like both. It can be offered as a hybrid mode because some of our modules can be deployed on premise, and some of the modules can be offered through a SaaS platform, which is hosted by Microsoft Azure. And here the security is enhanced because, like I have already mentioned, we do implement state-of-the-art features like two-factor authentication in order to verify the e-signature identity. And I have also mentioned about the the audit trail, the proof file that captures the entire document transaction. And also the solution can be integrated with Active Directory or whatever be your integrated security application. Yeah, we can do that. And the credentials and the privileges can be imported. And the solution provides better accessibility. So the end users, they can either approve or furnish their e-signature through a web interface, or they can do that through a mobile interface as well. So they can do it on the go. So better accessibility is enabled. Now I will just move on to the next slide, and I would like to give an overview about Simtrax. So till date, we have associated with around 3.5K customers across all sectors. So we have got experience in dealing with, or we have got experience in automating the solutions for, different industrial sectors, both vertical and horizontal. And we do have 7 offices located geographically, and around 80 employees work across all our offices. So if you consider any geographical region, we will be having a point of contact so that we can provide 24/7 support. And on an average, we do have 12 years of customer loyalty. So we do get continuous business from our customers, and the customers basically, they like to associate with us. And we do have 3 partner technologies. So we are a Microsoft Gold certified partner, and we do have partnership with IBM, and also we are a silver partner with SAP. That's regarding Simtrax. Now we will just move on to the Q&A session, and Janine has provided me with a list of questions, and I will just go through that one by one. So the first one is like, can we customize the workflow once the solution has been implemented? So the answer is yes. So I have already mentioned about Combio Supervisor. The workflow is being configured in Supervisor. So after implementation, if at all there's a change to your existing business process, yeah, you can alter or you can edit the workflow using Combio Supervisor. And also we'll be training. We do provide training service wherein we will train some of your users as well, and they'll be knowing like how to edit the workflow involved. And the second question is that currently we are using the inbuilt signature option in a PDF document. How is it different from your solution? So like I mentioned earlier, our intention, or basically the solution objective, is not to focus on a particular process, or maybe not to focus on e-signature alone, but we automate the end-to-end process. So we integrate our solution with your existing back office system, and we automatically retrieve the document, process the document based on your business requirement, and finally, archive the solution back to your system, or based on your business requirement, we can do whatever you want. If you want to integrate the process document with the third-party system, yeah, we can do that. And also we can send the process document as an email. This is the options are not limited. Yeah, based on your business requirement, we can do whatever you want. I think I answered your question. So what is the billing structure, and is it based on the license per user or the number of documents? So actually we need to have this session one-to-one, because it depends. But I could say that the billing is based on a subscription model. Again, it involves a lot of factors, like, okay, we need to check whether you want additional service. We need to study your existing background system, everything. So it's better we will contact you through an email, and we can discuss that. And the next question, it's pretty interesting. If the user misses a notification regarding the document, does the process comes to a standstill? So this is more related to your existing business process rather than the solution. Yeah, obviously we might come across a situation like that. So this, from a solution perspective, I would say, yeah, our solution do have provision to configure alternate workflows. Just to give an example, suppose a particular document is pending with an owner for continuously for 3 days. Yeah, you can configure an alternate workflow, which will be like automatically approving a document if it's pending for quite some time. You can set that particular date. If it's automatically pending for 2 days, yeah, the document will be approved automatically. Or else you can configure escalation workflow, so that the manager will be aware that a particular document is pending with a particular user, and he can just initiate the approval process. So it basically depends upon your business, and obviously the solution do have the capability to deal with situations like that. And yeah, I think I do have around 5 to 6 questions remaining, and since we are running out of time, yeah, I just want to end the session. So obviously we will be contacting you through email, and we will provide you more information for the questions that you have provided. And just we'll move on to the next slide. So once again, thanks for attending the session, and special thanks to Omalade and Janine for helping me with the demonstration. And this session will be, we'll be uploading this video to YouTube as well. So if at all you are having any questions, or if you want any further clarification, just contact me. The details, and I have provided my details. You can just contact me through phone, or you can just send me a message using the email ID. And you can also scan the QR code so that we can get connected through LinkedIn as well. So thanks once again, and yeah, have a nice day.